Hello everyone, welcome back to the allotment. It's unusually hot for a September day, but the allotment is looking very lively, not just with produce but also with weeds and grass. There's plenty to do in the allotment, but today is just a quick tour and then we'll move on to picking some tomatoes. Beginning with the celery, they're looking very healthy from all the recent rain it has got. This is Indian mooli or white long radish. So that's the radish. It's like a carrot but very long. The seeds are what we just saw in the pods. I'm hoping I can collect these seeds because I sowed around 10 seeds and only one sprouted. So I'm hoping I can collect these seeds and sow them for the next year. That's butternut squash. It's very difficult to find a squash among the leaves. You usually find them once the leaf starts to die down. I have weaved them on the wooden. This is tomato, sun gold. So there's some to be picked, and this is tiny toms. And there's more sun gold. The beans and peas paired. The peas are done. There's no more plants left to be picked. That's the runner beans, which we tied up after the storm. There's not a lot of runner beans left on it, but because it is suddenly the temperature has picked, you can see some flowers opening up. I'm not very hopeful of these flowers turning into beans. This is bolotti beans. There's a lot more to pick from them. Cylindrica beetroot is doing better than my boltardi beetroot. So let's pick some. So there's another one that that's much smaller than what I just picked. The French beans are looking very sad, but that's because they are finishing and moving towards the end of season, so we won't get much harvest from it. This is the purple top turnip. There are some in here, but the whole of that bed is covered in weeds that I have to fish through it, and it's very difficult now to find them just by looking. I have to go through the weeds and figure out where the turnips are. There are some yellow turnips in. Let me see if we can. Yeah, there's one, the tiny one. They will be ready towards the end of the season. This is the purple sprouting broccoli, very healthy, just needs a little bit of tidy up from all the rain and the storm that we had. And the red amaranth leaves, courgette. Oh, we have a courgette. I was very sad that all my courgettes weren't flowering this year. The amaranth leaves have gone into flower again after chopping them down. The tiny toms, I'm exceptionally happy this year with the tiny toms. They're doing very well. I've got load of harvest from all the plants I had. In fact, they are too heavy to stand upright. So I'm going to pick all of these and not let any of the slugs have a feast on them. So far, I have been lucky with the blight. I haven't seen blight this year, but it's not too late for blight to occur. I just spotted blight on another allotment, so I could get a hit of it before the end of season because blight travels very quickly. These are the Sarah Bernhardt multi-head sunflowers, but they are very tiny. I had them much bigger last year. Not sure whether it is weather related because it was so haphazard this summer, the weather. Spinach bed is very healthy. I have to pick them now. It's getting too crowded. The Swiss chard, oh dear, it's all gone into seed over multiple times in the season. They haven't grown much. I have to chop them down now. There's not much left in it. And these are the Turkish tomatoes. They're very, very beefy. Look, that looks like blight. I'm going to remove that. Look how healthy that looks. So all these tomatoes will be harvested. Look how big that one is in my hand. Very tasty as well. More sun gold here. In fact, this year the sun gold has done much better than last year. Mainly because the blight hasn't come yet. So there's some now three courgettes on this plant. Again, very happy to see courgettes. There's more sun gold there. The brassica bed is looking good. There are loads of spinach, self-sown spinach in here. I have to remove them and clean the bed because there's a lot of debris as well. That's the Brussels sprouts. So you can see tiny balls on it. Oh, my little helper. She doesn't want her own watering can. She wants the big people watering can. So this is the Brussels sprouts. So you can see very tiny balls. They'll take time to become big, but they are very tasty. So there's loads more on this one as well. These are coriander seeds. If you had seen my previous video of the allotment, I did mention that I'm going to try and collect coriander seeds and learn how to do it. So I think this is the right time. I'll harvest these now because they're very delicate when I do it with one hand. So see, from one plant I've got so much seeds. There's more tiny toms. More than tiny toms, it's weeds and grass. I have to clear this area as well. It's the result of all the rain that the plot has got over the past couple of weeks. Everything is growing. There's more sun. So that's an example of a tiny tom which is far too heavy to stand upright. Whatever support we are giving, it's coming off. It's too heavy to stand upright. It's just lying on the ground. Sad news, all my gherkins have perished. There's none left. They've all burned. Not sure why, whether it is end of season or the difference in weather. There's more sun gold, loads and loads of sun gold. Oh, who is that? It's very much camouflaged into my runner beans. There's some runner beans on this plant. That's because this was the second sowing of runner beans. And these are the French beans second sowing. So there are some on these as well. But they're all going into the end of season. So that's why the plant is looking very sad and wilted and yellow leaves. There is a butternut squash there. I haven't found any flowers yet. All I got was 3 from it. The rest of the peas, and this is the star cosmos, even though they flowered very late. So this is all I got from all of the seeds. I'll show you a butternut squash. See, they are hidden under all the foliage. They look big. It's looking big in the video, but it's not big. It is very tiny. It's just beginning to grow. So it will be ready by the end of October. It's hidden, and I will only be able to figure out if there's more by moving the when the foliage dies off. All the calendula needs a lot of deadheading. So she's doing exactly what my elder one is doing. She's a copycat. beautiful evening, clear sky, very beautiful evening in fact. And this is one of the single head sunflower. Somebody's been very busy here. Not sure which bird is so busy eating all the seeds. So they've eaten all of them. This was back in May, a shrub which was covered in blossoms. I wasn't sure what it was. And now it's covered in berries. And I think this is cotton eater. And it has so many birds in it. So this is all the tomatoes I collected today. I hope you enjoyed watching the tomato harvest. See you soon with another video.